Okay, nematode time. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of nematodes. This is a highly diluted sample as well, so um, and they are moving, starting to come back to life. I just basically added a wee bit of water to the dried powdered material that they came in. So they have survived, and it's actually quite useful for me because there's a few nematode eggs in here, and it's good to just get a bit of clarification. There's one up top, right in the center there. It's good to get a bit of clarification as to what a nematode egg actually looks like, so that'll help me with my ID. These are all just bits of water droplets. So here they are. Oh, they're all coming back to life. That's grand. So let's have a try and work out what type of nematode these are that they've sent you. We'll try and find someone that's still and uncoiled, like this guy here. Cool. Alright, let's have a wee look. So, sorry about that. Yeah, so that is them in focus. So as I say, we're going to have a look at the mouth parts to try and work out what species they are. For that, we'll definitely need to zoom in a bit more. Alright, here we go. Interesting. So, this is its mouth here. This is its body, its intestines, that's its tail. So the mouth leads into a little esophagus, and it's quite hard to tell what it is. My first guess, if I didn't know this came from like an actual sample of nematodes, is that this is actually like a fungal feeding nematode. A bacterial feeding nematode, I mean. Did actually come with some bacteria. Look, you can see some bacteria gyrating around there in the background. That's interesting. So I'm slightly puzzled actually about this. I would assume, I'm just having a look at the packet now. So it says, well, it says they're predatory. Not entirely sure about the life cycle of, maybe these are like kind of parasitic nematodes, I suppose. So not the ones that I'm used to identifying that are like free living in soil. I don't know how the life cycle works. Maybe they're more like a sort of intestinal worm, in the way that they function. So they actually don't know, lay their eggs in caterpillars, or they they somehow sort of live out their life cycle like within a host, which is why I'm not seeing a familiar mouth part of any description. I mean, there's almost no mouth part there. So like on a bacterial feeding nematode, we would expect the mouth part to be very ornate, kind of big frills. Sometimes it has a rotifer-like mouth part, so it creates a little vortex with two sort of, kind of swirling appendages, basically, where it filter feeds, filter feeds the bacteria out of the soil solution. And if it's predatory, then it's got like predatory meaning that it feeds on other nematodes. It's got a very reinforced internal structure. It looks very muscly, kind of the Hulk Hogan of nematodes, basically. And it also has a huge tooth at the front, which you definitely can't see at all. If it's a root feeder or a fungal feeder, then it's got a spear that's visible, because its body is mostly transparent of all nematodes. So yeah, All I can really confirm is that they're definitely nematodes, and there's definitely a lot of them, and they're definitely still alive. At least quite a large proportion of them are still alive or coming to life as soon as you add water. This is chlorinated water as well, which won't be so great for them. You can see that one's cuticle's actually a bit damaged there. But yeah, they are emerging like the pharaohs of old from dormancy. So that's interesting. Quite a lot of contamination actually from bacteria. It's interesting. I don't know if you'd necessarily regard that as contamination. I mean, it's no bad thing, but it's just interesting to note that you think they're coming from sterile lab conditions. So yeah, that's cool. There's a big guy here. Let's get focused on him. They all look to have the same internal structure. So I'm guessing there's just like a couple of species in here. But yeah, my guess is they live more like a parasitic worm. I'll have to do a bit of research on that, but that's what my guess is. They act similar to like a sort of parasitic wasp or something in that description. So yeah, there you go. I can confirm they're still alive, so go ahead and use them if you see fit to do so. Just have a look at this guy as well. Yeah, there you go. And then there's also a handful of eggs, so they've got this funny little... No, I was thinking that might be a stylus actually there at the end, but it's not. A stylus is just the name for their spear on the root and fungal feeders, but it's not. They're very slow. They're normally completely impossible to identify because they're so quick moving nematodes. But yeah, all looking pretty cushy, really. So that is my phone going off, so I'll leave it at that. What's this guy here? He's just got stuck in a bit of matter. So yeah, all good in the hood. Alright, catch you next time.